No, it won't. All right, well, we have more things to tell Zoom that they could fix up. They could work on. So let me do this then. So we have room to write.
I remember being in like school and like the textbook would be wrong, like first edition. I have to write to the publisher to like tell them to fix that stuff.
Yep. I remember that. Or the solution manual or whatever was always wrong.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna try this again because it's not letting me share it. There we go. Got it. All right, guys, here we go. All right, everybody. Okay, can you see it? I'm trying to make sure we have space to write. So I kind of took a picture of the problem and then stuck it on Word. Everyone can see it though?
We can, yes.
Okay, awesome. Good. All right, so here we go. Let's do number 1. So let's get somebody. These are all random groups every time. So I'm not picking on anybody if I start with group 1. So let's start with group 1. That's Carson, Kayla, Michael, Talian. How do you say it again? How do you say your name? Taleen?
It's Taylin.
Talon. Okay, Talon. All right, so that group. Can one of y'all help me with this one?
All right, the way I went about this problem was I took the 1620 for rent over 2 because that would give you the half mark or half amount, and that gives you 810 plus the 120 extra that he pays, brings you to a total of 930.
Okay. So what do we all think about this? Jade, what do you think about this?
I did it differently. I'm not sure who's right, but I thought because it said this amount is 120 more than twice what Paul pays, that we were supposed to subtract 120 from 1620, and then I divided it by 2, so I got 750 a month for Paul's rent.
So you subtracted, yeah, I'll put the little dollar signs. They're kind of ugly, sorry. And divided by 2. So what do you get when you subtract it?
Oh, that was 1500.
Okay, over 2, and then that's equal to what?
750.
All right. So we have 2 different ways right now. Anyone have any thoughts on this in the class?
I do believe the first one was correct. The $930 a month.
Did you do it the same way?
Exactly the same way, yes.
Okay. Other people in the class?
I got the 750 way.
Did you do it the exact same way or did you have another way you solved it?
Yeah, I did it the same way.
Okay, so that's 4 people so far. And I think we have a class of like 25. So what do other people think?
I did it the first way.
The first way?
930. Yes.
Talon, okay. Anyone else?
I did as the first one.
The first way? Did anyone use any variables to do this one? Or is that like totally out there for everybody? Don't make me start calling on you. I've only heard from 5 people. share, please. Did the other 20 people just not div this problem?
I'll just say that word problems are not my thing, so I really don't know.
Okay, so we have one person that didn't know or didn't do it maybe because they didn't know how to do it. Okay.
I did
Uh,
the bottom one, the 750, because it says more than, and I thought you were supposed to subtract.
Did you write it exactly the same way or did you write it a different way?
No, I wrote exactly like that.
Okay.
But I think it's like the more than that really like made me subtract.
Okay.
Yeah, I did the bottom way too.
All right. So I think we're at like 7 or 8 people that have responded. Joshua, how'd you do it?
Started doing the graded problems because I had the wrong one pulled up.
Oh
so,
no. Okay.
yeah,
So
I'm
you
working
didn't
on
do it.
that right now. It's the
Okay.
113.
Jerry, Fidel, Kayla, all the other people, please share.
I
Also
did
did
it
the wrong
the,
one. I was doing the other one.
I did the
Oh.
top way the same way as well.
Okay.
I was also working on the
Oh
wrong,
no.
but I think the pink one is the right way to do it. I was kind of trying to do it as we're talking about it. So I think the top one is the way I was trying to go about it.
Okay.
But the more than is also kind of like messing with me.
Okay, so how could we check to see which one makes sense? Because it sounds like we're very split in this class. We have some people that didn't do it because they were confused or working on something else. We didn't know how to do it. We have some people that did the top one and some people did the bottom. It is pretty split. It's not like almost everybody did one way. So how could we check? Because we have 2 different answers here. How could we check? How do we know?
Create a problem with a variable and plug in those values into the
Okay.
variable.
All right, so what's your, do you have any idea on how to do that?
I know how to go about it, but I don't know how to build the equation, if that makes sense.
Okay, do you want to try?
Sure. Okay. So the way I did it pretty similar to Jade. I did 160. Never mind, I didn't solve it the same. Well, I did. Okay. I'm getting myself confused now. Yeah, I don't know how to go about it. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm working through it right now because I was doing the wrong problems. But if you want to add a variable, you could do x equals Paul's rent.
Okay.
And then I'm still working out what the equation would be, but it'd be something like maybe 2x plus 120 because.
Okay. 2x plus 120.
Yeah,
so
because
what would that equal? What does 2x plus 120 equal?
it would equal the 1620, which is Philip's rent.
1620. Okay, what do we think about that?
I think it's setting it up the same way as Michael had explained the problem, because you're still adding 120 either way. I think that the more than threw a lot of people off, because I always thought that if it said more than, that you're supposed to subtract that amount, that it's more than, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
Because, excuse me, they spend every 10th every month.
They spent what?
They said 10th every month.
They spent rent every month, yeah. So how about this? Does this make sense? Or do we need to adjust this? What do we think about this so far? This is, I think it was Joshua's first attempt, just kind of throwing it out there, seeing if
It
makes
looks
sense.
right to me, but I feel like there's something missing, but I can't put my finger on it. I'm trying to figure it out.
What if we try? Oh, go ahead.
Excuse me, teacher, the key is more than twice. This is the word twice.
Okay.
The only problem I see with that is that X wouldn't be Paul's rent. It would be his brother's rent, correct?
Oh, okay.
It'd
So
be
we have,
Philip's rent.
okay, so we have an idea where X is actually Philip instead. Okay, let's try that. That sounds like that might work, maybe. Let's see. So I'm just gonna put PH for Philip. So the way it's written right now, doesn't it sort of look like if this is Paul, right? Because Paul pays twice Philip and more than 120 more than twice Philip. Isn't this Paul? This whole thing? Is that Paul? What do we think? So Paul is 120 more than twice. Wait, Philip is 120 more than twice Paul, huh? Who pays more? Because we're getting confused here because we don't know if X should be Philip or
Philip
Paul.
pays more.
Philip pays more. So is Philip, does he pay more? I'm just verifying. Does he pay more? Yeah.
No. Paul. Jesus, I just confused myself.
It's okay. So who pays more? Because that might help us figure this out.
Philip does pay more, yes.
Philip pays more. Okay. So is
Philip
the X,
pays twice more than Paul plus 120.
okay, so maybe I should write that. I don't know if you can see yellow.
Yeah,
Oh,
Philip.
let me use a different color. Yellow's bad. Let me use orange. Okay, so Philip is paying, I'll put an equal sign for paying, is paying how much again? 2 times Paul? Or 120 more than 2 times Paul? More than 2 times Paul? Is that right? Is that what that says?
Yes.
The 120 doesn't even belong in the equation, does it?
Well, I don't know. We'll see.
It doesn't.
Hmm.
No, it does. I just confused myself again. No.
Okay, so is there a way we can adjust this green stuff now so that it, because I think the orange kind of helps clarify it a little bit more, maybe. Can we adjust the green now to kind of match with that? Is there a way to do that? Philip is 120 more than 2 times Paul. So how can we adjust this stuff up here? What was it? Are we okay with the orange? Am I going too fast? Does the orange make sense to everyone? The Philip is 120 more than 2 times Paul. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So let's adjust up here. Let's forget the 162 for now. Let's just figure this part out. Who is the X? Is it Philip or Paul?
It's
It's Paul, right? Because if we
Yes.
look at what we have down here in orange, Paul is the one that's over here with the 2 and the 120, right? This is Paul. Okay, so we know that Philip pays this and Paul pays some unknown amount, but this is what we know so far. Paul is X, we don't know what that is. Philip is 120 more than 2 times Paul. Are we okay with that so far?
Yeah.
Okay, now what?
I think we need to multiply 2x with 120 divided by 1062.
I don't think we want to divide by 160 something.
I think I figured it out.
Okay.
Would it be X times 2 plus 120 equals 1,620?
Okay, so let's think about that. So if I just put here equals 1620, what does that mean? What does this mean? It means Philip is paying all of it, doesn't it? Because isn't this Philip right here? So this is just straight up Philip is paying 1620. How do we include Paul's X, like Paul's portion? This is Paul's
Teacher,
portion.
I have suggestion there. I think Paul, his 2x plus 120 plus 120 equals 16020. And we move 1060 minus 120 equals 2x. X equals just, we divide them 1500 by 2 and we find 750.
So that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like what I was just talking about. But if we do that, if we put this to 1620, that's just Phil. That's like Phil is paying this whole thing.
But in the end, we find like Paul, he pays less than what Philip's pays.
How could we put these together to pay the rent? Aren't they paying it together?
Okay.
How can we put these together? We have Phil and Paul. Together they pay the rent.
I thought it was two separate places.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so what do you think? Phil and Paul together pay 1620.
You had to plug in a 1620 for X.
But that's what Paul pays. So if you plug in 1620, that means Paul's paying all of it. So what does together sound like in math? If Paul and Philip together.
Addition.
Okay. So we have Paul. Sorry for my cursor writing. And Philip
equals to X.
Equals the rent, right? Equals all the rent. Together, they got to pay all the rent. So can I use what I have up here together with this? See it? Yeah. Go ahead, Jane.
I'm confused because it says, like doesn't really show at all how their rent is, like how they live together or anything, because it says like the very first sentence says that Philip pays 1620 in rent every month. There's like nothing.
Oh, so maybe it isn't together. Maybe it's just him. Maybe that's only his rent.
Yeah, I thought that we were like comparing, like basically like it says like their brothers, like, oh, like Philip pays 1620 and then Paul has his own rent because he lives somewhere else. Because the first sentence says that Philip pays that, so it doesn't say that total rent is 1620.
Okay. Do you agree with that, everyone else?
Yeah, that's how I understood it too.
Okay. All right. So now we can keep going on the way. Gina, is that right? Gina? I keep saying it wrong. I'm sorry. She was saying to do it. Okay. So we would subtract the 120. Gina, that's how you say it. Just how Gina was suggesting.
Me, Anya.
Gania. I will get it. Gania. So we
Sorry,
subtract the 120.
Answer, excuse me, because I think it's not me. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. And what do we get on this side? I think that's 1500 maybe. Is that 1500? I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. And then divide both sides by 2.
1500 and 1500 divide by 2, we find 750.
All right. So 750 is who? Who pays 750?
Paul.
Paul. Okay. So, all right. So we solved it this way, algebraically, and we got 750. So it turns out which one of these, so it looks like the second one was correct, right? Ooh, that's a terrible star. The second one was correct. So I do recommend trying to learn how to write algebraic expressions and equations for these, because if you try to just like subtract, divide, you might do it in the wrong order and then you'll get it wrong. So notice on both the pink and the blue, we subtracted and we divided. Oh, no, we didn't. We added on the first one. Okay. Well, yeah, you have to subtract and divide because it says more than. So to undo the more than, you have to subtract. That's why we subtracted over. Okay.
I see what I did wrong. Yep.
How are we on this problem now? Are we like understanding it? Not understanding it? We have questions? Where are we at?
Teacher, excuse me, out of this thing. Is it this question in the book?
Yes, this is number 113.
Yes, in the book.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Seeing a lot of blank faces. Does that mean we have questions?
So the correct way was 1620 equals 2x plus 120, and then you just saw it from there. That was the correct way to.
Yep.
Okay. Because someone had said that earlier, and then I guess I thought that was the wrong way to do it, so I got confused.
Well, I do a lot of questioning to make sure that you know why you're doing things. So I do a lot of like, is it this way? Does this make sense? Does this not make sense? So hopefully as time goes on, you'll get more confident in your answer and your solution and be able to justify it.
Who, me?
Just anybody who has it, right? Because I purposely, like, I'm not trying to make things hard, but I'm asking you questions to make sure you're thinking, right? I hope throughout that whole thing, everybody was really thinking about it. The way we were working through it, they were actually like really trying to understand it. Rather than me just say, okay, it's 2x plus 120, and then I just tell you how to do it. I really want you to think about how to do it. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm tired of Paul and Philip. It's time to move on from them. Let me grab the next one. Which one was the next one again? What number?
121.
121. I'm going to take a picture of it again. 121. Okay, we'll try to go a little faster on these. I just wanted to show you how complicated these can be. Like these really can get really confusing. So don't get too frustrated with yourself if you're having a hard time with it. All right, let's try this one. Group 2. Group 2 was Caitlin, Diana, and I'm going to say it again wrong. I'm sorry. Jania?
Say Anya, teacher. Anya, it's fine.
Anya?
Yes. Anya,
I
it's
want
fine.
to say it right.
No problem. I will write it again next time. Sorry.
Okay, it's okay. So for your group, Caitlin, Diana, Anya.
You know, teacher, because I have a hard time to read it. Can you read just the question, please? Can you read it and then I try to fix?
Well, if y'all didn't get to it, it's okay. We can go to the next group if you didn't get to it. It's okay. Group 3, Anthony, Brian, Kathleen, Michael, Vanessa. Anyone in that group?
I just did 74.25 times 0.16.
Okay.
Yeah, so did I. And
Exactly.
got 11.88.
Yeah.
$11.88.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, this one seems a little bit more straightforward because that's your bill and then you want your tip. And I think you said 0.16, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got 11 point something you said?
11.88.
Okay. Is this what other groups got? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whew, wow. That one was so much better than Phil and Paul.
Please,
Oh,
can
yeah.
you say it again, please, teacher? I can't follow you. You mean 74?
I'll take a screenshot of the next one. What was the next number?
123.
123. All right. 23. I think I'm starting to see why people need multiple screens. There's not enough space. All right, copy. Here we go.
That's why I got 3.
Yeah, I'm trying not to get too many screens. My eyes are hurting enough from looking at one for 12 and a half hours. All right, group 4, we're at group 4. So that was Alondra, Barbara, I'm sorry, I'm tired. Barbara, Charmaine, Jade, and Gina.
I got kind of confused on this one. Because, okay, so first I put 8 over X because 8 is a fraction of what the recommended amount is.
Okay, I like that idea. I really like that idea, actually. 8 of the recommended amount, but we don't know what the recommended amount
So
is.
I just put that as the variable. So I just put
Okay.
X here. And then
Okay.
I set it up equal to 33 over 100
Ah,
because 8 is 33% of the recommended amount.
nice.
And I kind of got confused after that. So I did 8 times 100, which is 800.
So this is where I talked about, remember I talked about cross multiplication versus cross canceling versus multiplying across. So remember those are different. So this one is the cross multiplication one. Cross multiplication. All right. So when you multiplied 8 times 100, you got 800 and then 33x. Okay, now what?
So then you divide 800 by 33.
Okay.
And I got 24.24.
Okay. Did anyone else get that? Or did anyone else do it differently or?
I
I
did
got
it
the
differently and got the
same,
same thing.
I got
Okay.
the same, what is it called? The answer. I just did it differently.
Okay. All right. How did you do it? I think you just write the other method because there is another method.
Yeah, I did 0.33 and like I put it in a times and then I put F because we don't know that.
Okay, so 33.
And then it equals 8.
Okay,
So and then I just divided 0.33 on both sides.
nice. Yeah, that works as well. These both work. Awesome. I like seeing two totally different ways of doing it, and yet they're both correct.
I somewhat did a slightly cheaty way, not like with a program. So with 33 times 3 is going to be 99. But 33 is usually 33.333. So I just did the 24.24 because then it extends forward.
Oh, interesting. So an interesting way to think about it too. Okay. Yeah, a good estimation here, right, is 33 times 3 is 99. So I would multiply that by 3 and be like, okay, my answer should be around 24. That's a good quick guess if you're like not sure if you're right. Cool. Okay. Let me take a picture of the next one and then we'll keep going. What was the next one that we did?
127.
127. I know we're gonna have to go a little bit quicker I took a little bit of time on that first one. Okay, 127. So we're at group 5. So that's Jerry, Fernanda, Fidel, and Joshua. Jerry.
I didn't
Fernanda.
get to this one.
Okay.
I'm working through it right now because I was doing the wrong problems before.
Okay. What about Fernanda and Jerry?
I wasn't able to do this one either.
Sorry, Fernanda, I couldn't hear you. What did you
I
say?
was also working on the wrong one.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go back to group 1 then. Carson, Kayla, Michael, and Taylin.
I didn't get this far.
Okay, so let me just open up to the class then rather than going through every group. Did anyone get this far? Do this one? Kayla?
I was able to get it.
Okay, it looks like Kayla and Brian, so if one of y'all would mind helping.
I just did 171 divided by 380 equals 0.45, so 45%.
Okay, why did you divide? What made you think to divide?
I just thought I would get the right answer.
Okay. So what percent of the total? So this is a part out of total. This is like, if you've ever heard of that in a math class, this looks like we have the part out of the total. Oops, hang on, total.
I think they say whole for total sometimes too. For this.
Yeah, they might say whole, part out of total. Yeah. So you may have seen something like that. And that's like how you did that other one as well. Okay. Brian, did you do it a different way?
No, I realized I did the wrong problem, so
Oh, okay.
sorry
right.
about that.
Shit, and I did it differently.
You did it differently? Do you want to share what you did, Joshua?
Yeah. Said X is the percent of calories from fat, which is what we're trying to find.
Okay.
I did 380X
Okay.
equals 171.
Okay.
And then I divided 380 from both sides.
Nice. Good.
And got the same thing.
Nice. All right. So that's another way to do it. So it sounds like in this class, we're getting a lot of like algebraic ways to do it and a lot of non-algebraic ways to do it. So it's kind of fun to hear the differences. But that's an algebraic way to do it. All right. Well, if there's no questions, we will go back to groups and let's do the next 4 actually, in case we run out of time. So the next 4 are, Brian, do you want to type it in the chat again? Do you mind?
Oh, do I need to do it again?
The next 4.
Oh, yes, I got you.
The next 4 was 131, 139B, 143B, and 147. But if you don't mind typing it in the chat, that way everyone has it. All right, there we go. Awesome. I'll see you all in a little bit.
Where'd you go? Oh. You're on mute.
Oh, I was saying you're still recording. I'm on mute.
Did all right, I think.
Well, I double checked my answers for the first one and I think I got it wrong. So
Remember, the solutions are on Blackboard. Like you can go to the textbook and look at the answers to make sure you're doing them right. So keep that in mind. Out of the 4, how many groups finished all 4? No? Okay, how many finished the first 3?
I was able to finish all 4, but I think I may have got the first one wrong.
Okay.
I got 3.
3? Okay. Did any other groups finish the first 3?
I finished the last 3. I was still working on the first one because I was kind of confused on the first one.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Finished all 4.
Okay, let's try out the first one then, since it sounds like some of y'all were a little bit confused on that one. Okay, so since some of you were confused, I won't call in a specific group. I'll just ask if someone who did get it could share what they did.
I can share what I did, but I'm pretty sure it's wrong.
Okay.
We could learn from it, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so it was, where is it? I'm not going to be able to pronounce that name. Tamika received a raise from 1550 to 1736. I took the 1736, subtracted that by 1550 to find the change in her wage, which was $1.86. I took that $1.86. I divided it by 1550.
Okay.
That equaled to 0.12. I times that by 100, and that equals 12%.
Okay.
But when I redid that, it turned into like $22. So I don't think that was correct.
What, when you say you redid it, what does that mean?
Let me pull up the darn calculator. I did the, oh no, I did my recalculation wrong.
Oh, okay.
I just took the 1.86 times 12, which is not right. It's 12%. Yep.
Okay. So did anybody do it a different way?
That's exactly how I did it.
Yeah. Same.
Okay.
I
did
guess I
anyone-
was wrong on being wrong.
Did anyone check the answers in the book to see? Remember, we want to check as we go. I'm just curious if
I
anybody
did not.
didn't.
Did anybody try to divide by the other one? 17? I was surprised no one said that.
That they didn't do 1.86 divided by 17.
That's one of the most common errors, I think.
What would that give us?
11%.
Not the
11.
answer.
11%. Okay. So there is a formula for this. Let me write it just so you have it. It's new minus old or original. I've seen it as over old. So this is to find what we call percent change. And you can see this written a whole bunch of different ways. It could be, I don't know, second minus first divided by first, or whatever, original or new minus original divided by original. I've seen it written a whole bunch of different ways, but this is how you find percent change. So in this problem, this one was our old pay, and this one was our new pay. So that's how you do it. Which is what Brian did. He subtracted and then divided.
My logic behind going off of the 1550 was, as the question was worded, it wasn't increasing from the 1736, it was increasing from the 1550.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so the
So my-
increase was based on the original pay. It wasn't based on the new pay. Yeah.
So
Excuse me, teacher,
12% was correct.
Yeah, this one's correct. This one's
Oh, I was wrong on being wrong. Okay.
Which percent is correct, please?
Oh, this one, the 12, because this is the new minus the old over the old. So the 1736 is our new pay minus the 1550 is our old pay divided by the old pay, because that's how we can see how much we've gone up from our old pay. So that's why we divide by the old one, the original.
But they are asking for the percentage, right?
Yep, 12%.
Like 1.86 divided by 15.5.
Uh-huh.
And then multiply by 100%.
Yeah, to change it into a percent.
Yes, I did half of the exercise. I subtracted and yeah.
So you found the amount change, like the amount it changed by. You didn't find the
Yes.
percent it changed by. So you got to keep going.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions on that one?
Thank
Those
you.
people who skipped it, are you okay now?
Yeah.
You mean the, excuse me, teacher, you mean the formula, it's the new,
Uh-huh.
the new minus old equals by the old one, multiply by the percentage, right?
Multiply by 100 if you're turning it into a percent. Yeah.
Yes. I want to just make sure if I understand the formula.
Yeah,
Okay.
no
thank you.
problem. Yeah, and usually we don't write the times 100 here because anytime you're going from a decimal to a percent, you always multiply by 100. But if you think you'll forget that, you could write the times 100 here if that helps you. If you think you'll forget that. So, all right, ready for the next one? Yeah, let's do the next one.
Yep.
This time I pre-took pictures while you were in your groups. So it's a lot faster. All right, so which group are we on? I already forgot. I think we're on group 3. Anthony, Brian, Brian did the last one though. So let's go to group 4. So Alondra, Barbara, Charmaine, Jade, and Gina.
I got 29. It was 29. I don't know if it's right, but all I did was I just multiplied 0.60 times 44.95.
Okay. And that gave you
29.66.
29 point what? I'm sorry?
66.
It's 66. And this represents how much you pay or how much is taken off, or what does this represent?
I think that's how much it was taken off. So I have to subtract it by 44, right?
Yeah, this is how much you get off because if that was the 60% off. See, 60% off. So we still have to subtract it. You're right.
Okay.
44. Whoa. Okay. 66. All right. And what did you get when you did that?
I'm not sure. Let me do it. Um, 15, 1529.
All right. Is that what other groups got? Other people got?
Yeah.
No.
No? Uh-oh.
I got 1798.
I
Oh.
also got 1798.
0.60 times 44.
Yeah, I got a different answer too.
Is it just from the subtraction or the whole thing?
The multiplication is wrong.
Multiplication.
Oh, let's try
Yeah,
it.
I didn't get the 2966. I got 2697.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Oh, okay. So check your calculator work because it sounds like this one might be a little off here.
Okay, yeah, that's what I had gotten to, the 2697. I was confused by that as well.
Yeah, well, that's why we're doing it together. But
Wait, I multiplied it wrong.
yeah, it's okay. Your process was great though. Thanks for sharing. Oh, what do we get when we subtract?
17.98.
Okay.
Yeah, 1798.
All right. Okay, any questions on this one before we go to the next one? Okay. All right, let me bring up the next one. And we're on group 5. So Jerry, Fernanda, Fidel, and Joshua.
I did 16 times 45%. I don't know if I did this one right though.
So you did it like this, or did you make it a decimal?
Or yeah, I made it a decimal. Sorry.
Okay. Okay.
And then I got 7.2.
Okay.
And then I just
So
added that to the 16.
probably 7.20, right? Because with dollars.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you said you added it to the 16.
Yeah. And then I think that's how much she sold it for.
Okay.
In her store.
Well, what'd you get when you added them together?
23.20 or $23.20.
Okay. All right. How did everyone else do? Did we get this or something different or?
Yep, got it. That.
That's one person.
I wrote it down a little differently, but same process, same answer.
Okay.
Same process, same answer.
All right. Okay, cool. All right, next one. If there's no questions. Let me do the next one. And then we'll go back to groups and do the last two. Okay, so I think there was a few groups that said they did not get to this one. So is there someone who did get to this one that wants to share how they did it?
I use the I equals PRT formula.
Okay. So do you want to tell everyone what these variables mean?
Interest equals principal times rate times
So
time.
I equals interest, and then P equals, you said principal?
Yeah.
And then R equals
Rate.
rate, and then T equals time in years specifically, right? Time in years. Yeah. Okay. And then what'd you plug in?
I equals 1,450 times 0.04 times 2.
Okay. And then what'd we get from that?
116.
116. All right. Was there anyone else that did it that got that?
Yep, that was exactly what I got.
I got it that way. I just didn't realize that that's how that broke down, how that would be written algebraically, I guess. But
Yeah. Yeah, a
same
lot
answer.
of people would do 4% times the 1450, and then they would multiply it by 2 after because it's 2 years. Is that kind of what you did?
That's how I did it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. This is the formula in case you get to something complicated, you at least have the formula handy. All right, let's go back to groups and keep going. Let me open up the groups. We're doing the last two. What are the numbers of the last two? I can look. It is 151, 157.
Just post it in the chat.
Okay, awesome. Hello, how was it? Good? Not so good?
Was able to get the first one. I was still working on the second.
Confusing.
Confusing? Some people finish the first, but not the second. Okay, well, let's look at the first one. I sort of want to use the formula for that first one. What was the formula again that we had?
I equals
PRT.
Oh, that one. Will that one work for simple interest? What's the formula for simple interest? I equals. Oh, but this isn't just the interest, huh? Isn't it like?
Couldn't you plug all the numbers in and still do it? But the formula would be different
Okay.
from
so
the
what-
I equals PRT.
So what did we do? So you did I equals PRT. And then you did, what's the I in this problem?
I did 1,200 for I.
Okay, 1,200. And then the principal
8,000.
starting amount, yep. And then the rate, we don't know. We know the time though?
5.
years.
5.
Okay. What could we do after that?
Multiply 5 and 8,000.
Okay, so what's that gonna be?
40,000.
Ooh, 1, 2, 3, R, and then what?
Then divide by 40,000 on both sides.
Okay. So what do we get as our rate?
3%.
0.03 or 3%. Yeah. Okay. Did anyone do it a different way?
I did it different, but completely wrong.
Oh, okay.
So.
Someone else was also saying they did it differently?
I put 1,200 over 8,000, and that equals to 0.15, which is equal to 15%. And then you divide that by 5 and you get 3%.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So you got 15%, but that's for the whole 5 years. So then
Yes.
afterwards you took the 0.15 and divided that by 5 because you have to split it up to get the.
Yes.
Oh, cool. I like that too. That's pretty cool. So 2 different ways to do it. Okay. All right. Ready for the next one? Yeah. Okay. How many people finished the next one? You want a thumbs up or raise your hand or? No one? No one finished the next one?
I wrote the question down. It's about it where I left off.
All right. Well, let's let's see. It says simple interest. They're giving us the loan statement said that that's how much they would pay in total over a 3-year loan, and they're giving us the percent. Interesting.
So I use the I equals PRT, and then I put 1244.34 equals P times 0.124 times 3.
Okay, times 0.124 times 3. All right. What do we think about this as a class? Anyone have anything?
Did the same thing.
That's what I wrote down. Yeah.
So my question is this, oh, it is the simple interest. Okay, cool. We can solve it. I thought it said this was the whole amount he pays back. All right. So yeah, let's solve it then.
Okay, and then I got 1244.34 equals P times 0.42. And then I divided it by both sides by 0.42.
You got exactly 0.42 when you multiplied it? Let me see. Oh, I didn't get 0.42. Did I type it in wrong? Wait, did everybody get 0.42? Am I messing up?
Oh, hold on.
Did you mean 0.124?
Oh, I'm hearing two different things.
I must have typed it in really fast because I have another class that I have to get to.
Oh, okay. So what'd you get?
Hold on.
I got 0.372 for.
Yeah.
That's what I got. Okay. Everyone else got that? Kayla, you got that? Diana, you got that? Okay. All right. So then divide.
Yeah.
So what is our principal? Or what did we borrow? What amount was borrowed?
3,345.
Exactly? No decimal?
Yeah, just exactly.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Everyone else got that?
Yeah, I reworked it. I got it.
Okay, awesome.
Yep. After looking through, I got it.
Cool. All right. Well, how do we feel about word problems now? Or these kind of word problems, not all word problems?
Still hate them.
Still don't like them. Was it a little bit better now that we've been through class and practice versus just watching the lecture notes?
I had a quick question. So if we have fractions involved, are we still able to use the I equals PRT?
You mean like the interest rate is a fraction?
Right.
Yeah, you can use that. You can just put a fraction there.
Will the formula, I guess, work kind of no matter what it is? Like if you're missing one part and you don't have the other, it'll kind of work in any situation?
As long as you're dealing with simple interest and you're just trying to find like the equals simple interest, then yeah, there are more formulas that go with simple interest, but in these situations, these are the 4 variables we've been looking at. There's another one as well that has like an A in it, but that's not what these have been asking about. All right, so do we feel better from class? A little bit? Do we understand it a little bit more?
Yep.
Yes. Vanessa, how are you feeling? Kathleen? Good. Vanessa? Good. All right. Oh, kind of. Okay. Okay. All right. And there's, like I said, there's a bunch of people with cameras off that I can't tell. I can't tell how you're doing. I can't see if your face looks confused. So please get those cameras up and working.
Oh, shoot. I didn't realize it was still off. I was eating at the beginning of class. My apologies.
It's okay. Caitlin, Carson, Michael, all y'all, make sure your cameras are working because it does make a difference with us if we're trying to explain and we see your faces are confused or your faces are like, I'm good. All right. Well, I think we're at the end of class. What is due? We have our first set of homework corrections that's coming up. So that's due tomorrow night at midnight. I think I extended it to tomorrow night at midnight. I had it for tonight, but I believe I extended it to tomorrow.
Homework corrections.
So, homework corrections. So let me show you again in case anyone's forgot where that's at on Blackboard.
I just meant what are homework corrections, just so you can redo them to get a better grade or, okay.
So hang on. So you're gonna go over here to turn in and you're gonna turn it in as its own assignment. It's not resubmitting. It's not resubmitting the homework you already did. It's looking at the corrections that Professor Sievers and I wrote on your homework, looking at the answer key, because I posted the answer key. So if you go here to homework answer key, you can click it and you can see the answer key. So looking at our feedback and looking at the answer key, you're gonna fix it. And then you're not gonna resubmit it to the same spot. You're gonna go to homework corrections and submit it here.
Gotcha.
Okay. So again, look at your feedback because we wrote feedback on your homework, and look at the answer key, which is right here, and then fix it and turn it in here.
The homework you're talking about, is that the one you emailed me?
Yeah, that's, well, I don't remember which one I emailed you. I think it's, no, I emailed you the second one, I think, didn't I? This is the first one. So you might have to go back and do that one.
You mean this one, teacher, is the chapter 1, right?
The first homework we did, because we just got turned in at midnight, right? Everybody had it turned in last night by midnight. So we've graded it. And now you're going to fix it up. You're going to read our feedback, look at the answer key, fix it, and turn it in here.
Excuse me, teacher, how about the chapter 2.1?
Yeah,
I don't know where can I upload it, the 2.1.
2.1 homework, is that what you're talking about? 2.1 homework is, why is this hidden? I'll unhide it. There you go. Because this one's due by midnight tonight.
It's and 2.2, it's for tomorrow.
Yeah, 2.2 is for tomorrow because we just did that today. So you, anytime we go over it in class, you have until the next day at midnight to turn it in.
Because I was looking to upload the 2.1, I don't know where can I, okay.
Yeah, it's here now. I just made it available.
Okay, no, thank you. Because I think you close it or some.
Yeah, it was hidden for some reason. But yeah. So
Please,
does anyone...
another question? Yes, please. About the feedback, I will find it in the homework, just homework.
If you go check your homework, if you see where you submitted it, you should be able to click in and then you should see your score and you should be able to click your score. It should be blue and then you should be able to see kind of your feedback.
Okay, and then if the feedback, I will send it to you by homework correction, right?
Yeah, so you're gonna come here, you're gonna look at what we wrote, you're gonna click here, look at the answer key, you know, look at how you were supposed to do it, fix it up, and then come over to homework corrections and turn it in here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Also, I got office hours before class. In case.
And I have office hours after. So you have help before and after. All right.
Just quickly before we go, I'm so sorry. Is the homework corrections a needed thing, or is that only if the grade is not to your liking on the homework?
That's a 1.25% of your grade. So if you end up with a 68.5 and you didn't do it, you're stuck with that 68.5, right? It's
I get you. Okay. So it's like it's to improve it again.
No, it's to improve it. It's a percent of your grade. Just like lecture notes is a percent of your grade.
No, not just the homework, just the homework correction.
The homework
if you got a good
part of your grade.
Gotcha. Okay, I understand now.
I think the question is resubmit them even if you did well, right?
Yeah, it's a part of your grade, period. So if you got 100%, just submit something saying I got 100%. If you got it all correct, that's fine. You can just submit saying I got 100, no corrections needed. But it is an assignment. So if you got 100 and you don't turn in anything, you're going to get a 0 for the corrections.
Gotcha. I did not know it was a assignment. Now
Yes.
I know. Thank you.
Yes, it's an assignment. It's not an optional. I mean, optional in the sense of everything's optional. You can get a 0, but
Even if
it's still an assignment.
I would say even if you get 100 on your homework, you should be looking over it.
Yeah, you should still look over it. Yeah,
Sometimes
because
we
you
write comments on there. Sometimes I don't count off stuff because it's like I don't really want to count off the point for it, but I might on a test. So
I got a question. So just for clarification purposes, for 2.2 homework, that is due tomorrow or August 30th? In the system, it says August 30th.
Oh, then it's August 30th. It's the next class, right? The next night at midnight. We can look at the deadline. The deadlines are on here. Go with the deadlines on here. You said 2.2?
I thought it should be tomorrow by no.
No,
Yeah,
2.2
2.2
is
is
the
what we're doing
30th.
today. It should be due by like tomorrow.
2.1, I thought it's tomorrow. We need to adjust that. That says tonight. We need to adjust this to tomorrow.
I think this is what we've been doing. We've been doing the next day at midnight. We covered it yesterday. Today would be the next day at midnight.
Oh, yeah.
It might be
No, that's
because we
right.
don't have class tomorrow. Tomorrow's
No, yeah,
Friday.
this is correct. We did 2.1 yesterday in class, so now you have to have it turned in by tonight midnight. So whatever we do in class, it's due the next day by midnight.
Yeah,
So you're saying
2.2.
2.1 is due at midnight or 2.2?
Yes.
So now I'm confused because I was asking about 2.2.
Okay, 2.2 is due Monday at midnight. We always do it the next day, so you have time to come in and ask at office hours. That's why.
Okay, Monday. I just want to make sure it wasn't tomorrow. Thank you for clarifying. I just wanted to make sure I was following the deadlines correctly.
Okay. And we're, like I said,
Thank you.
we have been done. If anybody needs to go, I'm just staying to answer questions. So if you
Did
guys
they have-
go.
Please, how
Have a
about,
good one.
thank you, you too. Excuse me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, thank you. It's the homework to return the homework. It's the homework written and the problem, the other one, right? We have to.
Corrections?
No, it's not. For example, if I want to go to the 2.2, I find like book problems and the homework written, right?
2.2, do you remember what we did in class yesterday?
It's 2.2. It's right. Just today, what we did.
No, or today was 2.2, yesterday was 2.1. So 2.1 is due tonight. 2.2 is
Yes.
due Monday at midnight.
Is it I need to do all the page or just the only one we did in class?
No, you always finish it. So if we don't finish it, you always finish it all before you turn it in. That's why we give you another day to work on it.
There's always
Because
there's always two parts. There's always the book problems that we do in class, and then there's the problems that are on the page itself. And you should always do both of them.
but the requirement to do the whole page, right?
Yes,
It's not
the whole
just
page.
one you are circulated, right?
The book and the graded, all of it.
Okay, because I think I will look at it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much and
Yeah,
have a
no
good
problem. You
Thank
too.
you. Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye, have a good weekend.
Have a good weekend too.